been on fire since. What do you think kind of it corrected itself since then?
Little kick in the butt right there, actually. Really, I look back on the film and it came down to just really finishing the ball, finishing my kick. The Tennessee game, both those missed left. So on the film, technical-wise, you can tell my leg just stayed open, left it open, didn't finish, kind of scared to miss. So my attitude has been different. I'm trying to kick it through the uprights, just finish through the ball. Not really worried about where it goes, because if I aim down my line and hit the ball clean, it's going to finish down my line.
Like a baseball hitter following through with his swing?
Yeah, no doubt. You want to get your weight through it, and you want to get your weight down the field, with the line you drew up for yourself. So, yeah, just like that, yeah.
I remember you talking preseason about a golf bag and having different ways to kick the ball in different situations. Do you feel like you've added to that over the course of the season?
Sure. I mean, it's really not as much as in regards to the golf bag, not as many like trick kicks. That's not the point. The point is really, there's so many. There's the technical method, and there's everyone has a little twist on it, and you can watch guys like I mentioned in the summertime, like Jay Tuck and Butker. They all have their own little methods and their own swag to them, and I think when you collect that, and put it together for yourself to kind of figure out what you do and what's comfortable for you, it really works.
You said you got a kick in the butt. Was that like a self-imposed kick in the butt, or was it coaches that got
sure. I mean, a little bit of both. I'm very self-motivated at the kicking position. Really pick your position. It's you against you. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, especially on game day. You're going out to kick the ball. It doesn't matter if you're up by 50 or down by 50. You're still kicking the ball. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So Alex Kessman really drove into me, one for one, over and over again. And if you can do that, good things will happen.
What about from a mentality standpoint? After that Tennessee game, I'm sure there had to be a bit of a refocus and a kind of a self-reflecting period. Where have you been from a mental standpoint when it comes to that?
Personally, I think I'm extremely mentally tough. I don't think I'm a different kicker than I was last year, but if you look at the tape, I got my first start against New Hampshire, missed my first 2 extra points, and I was benched, rest of the year. I think you got to go through stuff like that. When you get through that, it sharpens you. So, just like Tennessee, another sharpening tool for me. It's, you got to lock it in, stay focused the whole time, and unfortunately, that game went the way it was, but, you can only learn from that. And at the end of the day, with kicking, you learn more from your misses than your makes.
You mentioned you versus you, but there's also a kicker that started the whole season last year behind you. Does that kind of help knowing that, Sam's, obviously willing to take the job at any point, and you kind of get pushed a little?
Last year was a certain feeling for me. I had certain expectations for myself. You are what you tell yourself, and I think I'm pretty decent at what I do. To be honest, I think I'm really good at what I do, and when you put it together, you get good results like the last few weeks. Having a guy like Sam kick, like I said, another kick in the butt, having a guy like Sam that's, hey, you keep missing field goals, there's a guy who can do it. So to have that, in the back mind, so, it's nice to have, but, at the end of the day, I try and keep myself sharp. I don't want to need that, but it's nice to have it.
Kessman was kind of a deep thinker. What did he teach you about the mental aspect of it?
It's just what you said. It's deep thinking. It's a lot of self-reflection. It's a lot of time by yourself. It's a lot of, you don't want to think too much about it, right? You want to have a clear head at the end of the day. Justin Tucker had a real good speech after a game winner a couple weeks ago saying that when you focus on the things that make the kick, for example, steps, ball contact, follow through, and you focus on those things and those things alone, good things happen. So you got all that other mess in your head, if you're thinking about, it could be a shaky hold, which Cam Guess is awesome, which I don't have to think about that, or a snap, Byron Floyd's awesome, don't have to think about that. That helps me out.
What we see oftentimes when we're walking in practice and you and the specialists are all kind of together, getting ready, talking to each other, jawing at each other. Bring us down the personality of you guys and who kind of is the part of the boys there.
I think we're all boys. I mean, the whole group is a bunch of great guys, and we try and keep each other loose. I mean, it's a very serious job, especially with limited reps, and it's 1.3 seconds. Limited time, man. You got to stay locked in for those 1.3, but after, you want to keep it loose, have fun, stay locked in for sure, but main goal is to go out there and have fun. You get limited Saturdays, so I'm trying to soak it up.
You talk about being loose. Is there a jokester of the group?
I think Cam Guess is the funny guy of the group, or Sam Scarton. I think if you ask the whole team, they say Sam Scarton.
Oh, okay. What kind of stuff they do?
Maybe some locker room talk. That's not not a route for this, but just funny jokes here and there, keeping everybody happy, smiling. You're gonna have bad days. The goal is to stack good ones, but we know bad days are they happen. So getting through that's how you stay loose and just keep it fun.
When you were younger, how did you end up gravitating toward the kicker position?
Freshman year in high school, I was just a soccer player. I played basketball too, but they asked me, hey, we know you're pretty good at soccer. Can you kick the ball? I said, yeah, sure, I can try it out. I ended up being pretty dang good at it. It wasn't until I met Cole Smith at University of Cincinnati, he's the kicker there, who trained me and brought me to Adam Tanowski, who's now my coach. He lives up in Buffalo. But ever since then, it just took off. I was always told I was pretty decent. I always believed in myself, and here we are today.
How about a couple more, and then we'll get to Coach Powell?
In terms of building that mental toughness, you talked about kind of regrouping after that Tennessee game too. Sometimes the term thick skin comes up. Do you feel like you've always been that way? Do you feel like you had to build that up? Where did that come from?
When I got here, I thought I was tough, and it took a bunch of failures to realize that, hey, man, maybe you're not the guy that you thought you were. And then, when it comes down to the mental game, you get negative thoughts. Positive self-talk is extremely important. You got to be positive with yourself. At the end of the day, you only got to live with one person. It's yourself. So having that positivity just within yourself, knowing that you are the kicker that you think you are, and having tough skin at the end of the day, you just got to be hard. You just got to take it. When you miss, they don't like it. When you make it, they love it. So there's really no in between. So it is what it is.